Hey guys, Aaron Radcliffe here, and thank you so much for signing up to Ditch Your Desk's free e-course for how to start your first website. As someone who's been making money online for the past 6 years with no boss, traveling the world, doing my own projects, I can say that working online is absolutely the best thing I've ever done. And that first step that I ever took to working online was setting up my first website. And today, we're gonna do the exact same thing for you. On Ditch Your Desk, we're always very adamant about the fact that building an online business does not happen overnight. It takes hard work. But the point of this course is for me to show you things that I've learned in my experience so that what took me X amount of time, you can then cut in half. But listen, talking aside, this is about actually going through and doing the work. Let's jump right into it. So if you look below this video, there's gonna be a link. Click on that link right now. That link should bring you to this page right here. You'll see that's myself, that's business partner, Ditch Your Desk co-founder Will Hatton. And here we have the exclusive offer for you with this course. Now, it's really important that you see this page because if you just go on Bluehost and do it by yourself, you're not gonna get the same deal. We at Ditch Your Desk have negotiated a special price for Bluehost. So see right here, normally it can be as high as $7.99 a month. Now still, that's a really good price. If you think about it, we're still so blessed to be able to run a business in this day and age for such a low price. But we wanted to take it even a step further and bring it down even lower for you. So we got it down to $2.95 a month. It's a beautiful thing. It's an easy decision. Guys, go ahead and click Get Started Now. The whole point of this video is to run you through this process step by step so you know exactly what to do. Now, let's start with selecting your plan. Now, currently, as of me recording this, Bluehost is offering 3 different options. We have the Basic, the Plus, and the Choice Plus. Now, interesting, normally they don't do this. They are saying the Choice Plus and the Plus are the same price. Typically, the Choice Plus is a little bit more expensive. This may or may not last. I can't guarantee anything. Here's the deal though, while the Plus and the Choice Plus are definitely better, you do get more bang for your buck, you get more space, you get more domains, like there's a whole bunch of other stuff that's included, marketing offers. At the end of the day, if you're looking to go as bare bones as you can and spend as little money as possible, go Basic. Here's why. Number one, it's the cheapest option, and it gives you the ability to kind of see if this is what you like. It allows you to dip your toes in the water for $3 a month, which is just stupid cheap. The second reason Basic is great is because you're still getting access to the same customer service. While Plus and Choice Plus do have more things involved in their plan, more features, at the end of the day, the customer service, which is possibly my favorite aspect of Bluehost, the customer service is the same. So you don't have to worry about that. You can still access technical support just as quickly. And the third reason why Basic is great is because at the end of the day, if you do want to upgrade, you can do so later. You can start at Basic for a few months and if you're like, oh, I kind of want to take advantage of some of these other things, upgrading is the simplest thing ever. So for those 3 reasons, you can do Choice Plus or Plus, but Basic is just fine. Go ahead and select that or select Plus or Choice Plus, whatever you want to go with. Next, we're going to set up your domain. Your domain is the name of your website. So for instance, on Ditch Your Desk, that's the name of our brand. The name of the domain is ditchyourdesk.com. We're on Bluehost right now, therefore the domain is bluehost.com. So here's the cool thing about the domain. If you know what you want, type it in and hit next and you can go right to the next step. But if you don't know what you want, don't worry about it because like all things, Bluehost makes upgrading or changing or transferring things later down the line super, super simple. So let's say right now you're not quite sure what you actually want to name your website, but you know you're ready to start designing and just going crazy at it, then just choose something. Just choose yourname.com. I always say yourname.com is always a good one. It's a personal brand. It's usually available, especially if you involve your middle name in there or like just like the letter of your middle name. So yeah, more or less, if you know what your domain is and it's not available, this could happen. So let's see, you typed in, I was checking this earlier. So let's see, let's say google.com. You want to start a website called google.com. You're like, I wonder if that's available. If it's not available, then Bluehost will take you to this next page where it says this cannot be used or that it's being used by somebody else. Okay, so let's say you wanted to do, let's see, Will's Hatton's website, The Broke Backpacker. That's a taken domain, so let's just see what it says so we know. Yeah, it's not available for registration. So we would go ahead and find something else. If you're confused about picking your domain, I do recommend an article on Ditch Your Desk. If you go to ditchyourdesk.com, and then this article right here, I don't know how to start. In that article, I write a ton about important decisions when picking your domain and some things to consider that I don't think a lot of people consider. So anyways, pick your domain. For this, I'm going to do aaron.com. Let's see if that's available. No. See, so sometimes if you want your domain, let's say you really wanted the domain aaronisawesome.com and it's just not there, then what you're gonna have to do is just kind of play around a little bit more to kind of find what works for you. So aaronisreallyawesome.com. That's not a domain name I would recommend because it is a little high in the word count. Like I said, please do read this article. I'll try and put a link at the bottom of this. Make a note of that. So please do read this article because there is really important tidbits of information about what I recommend for choosing a domain name and what I don't recommend. Anyways, once you are ready, you'll go ahead and type in your account information. So go ahead and do that. Let's see, business name. If you don't have a business name, it's optional, no worries about that. Please be sure to fill in everything correctly. Email address. All right. Once you've filled in your basic account information, let's go to package information. Now this is really important. While the $295 a month is a price for $295 a month, it's a 36-month price. Now, if you see, there's actually a few other options. You can do just a year, 12 months at $495 a month, basic 24 month at $395 a month, or the 36-month price. I highly recommend you take advantage of the 36-month price. The reason for this being is that at the end of the day, it's $100 freaking dollars. We're so blessed to be able to start a business with $100 that if you're really serious about making money online, and if you're really interested in doing this, it's the right call to do because it actually shows a sense of commitment for you in taking your project to the next level. If you want to do the 12-month price, you're more than welcome to. The problem is though, you're gonna lose out on the low cost of $2.95 for the next 36 months. That's 3 years to host your website, to have your business for only $3 a month. Highly recommended. All right, let's go to package extras, and this is also important. Okay, so because look down here, you'll see that we have $106. Like, okay, I could handle that, but then all of a sudden it jumps to $249. What the hell? Don't worry, I'll show you what's going on. So there's a few things that we can do to help lower that cost again and get it actually back to the $106. The first one is probably the most interesting one to consider, and it's domain privacy protection. Domain privacy protection means this. When you publish your website, when you first hit that publish button, it is accessible to the world, or you can pay for it not to be. Now here's the deal. What does it matter if it's accessible to the world or not? You're gonna get spammed. And specifically what I mean is that internet marketing companies, typically based in and around India, will email the living heck out of you offering their web services, design services, consultations, whatever it is. Now, here's the deal. For the first 10 websites I had, I always had the domain privacy just because I never wanted to get spammed. But for the past 2 websites, I was like, I'm actually gonna run a test here. I've never actually seen how much spam I get if I don't have the domain privacy. So the last 2 URLs I did, I unchecked this box and I did not get the domain privacy, and I would say on average between the 2 domains I got less than 15 emails. So was it a little annoying to have these extra emails? Hey, saw you opened your website, hire us for an SEO agency. Sure, but it was just like 10 or 15 emails. So take that with a grain of salt. Consider what you want, what you don't want. If it's worth $30 to you, ensure that you never get spammed, to ensure that your privacy is good, then I would recommend paying this. And if not, then it's really not the end of the world. Yeah, that's what I recommend for that. SiteLock, unnecessary. CodeGuard Basic, unnecessary. Bluehost SEO Tools, unnecessary. So whether or not you want this, that's what'll bring it up a little bit to $118. It's only an extra $12, so it's not that bad. But more or less, you don't need the other stuff, and you can get it down to $106. Now, the reason you don't need this other stuff is because, let's look at this. The domain privacy, we talked about that, 15-ish spam emails, and it could be more, it could be less. Do not quote me on this, okay? So if you just don't want to take the spam, then just pay the extra $10. It's probably worth it. Site lock security, it's just unnecessary. CodeGuard Basic and Bluehost SEO tools starting, that's what I'm gonna get you set up on. So that's what the beauty of this video course is, and I'm gonna help you get set up in ways that you don't have to pay for. So free is good. Let's see, and go ahead to payment information. Accept the terms of service, hit submit, and we should be good to go. Okay, cool. So mine took me about 30 seconds to load. Congratulations, purchase was successful. We've sent a confirmation email, and boom, there we have it right there. So click on that email. You should be seeing the exact same thing that I'm seeing. You need to confirm your email address to activate your domain. So right there, verify your email. So head to your inbox, make sure you complete the verification process, and then we can set up to the next part, which is setting up our password. Now, as always, it's recommended to have a good password, but on top of it, Bluehost has a bunch of features that ensures that you have a really, really good password. So make sure that you hit Bluehost's requirements. Let's see, hold on. Excellent. Agree to the privacy policy and the terms of service. And this should also take a minute. Let's see, save. Your account is ready to go. Now you can log in. Sweet. Pause the video if you're not caught up with me right now. If so, we'll go to login. Hosting login fail. That's no problem. Probably just a little error there. So just go ahead and type in the password that you have just set up. Log in. Let's save that. All right, world, time to take you on. Okay, let's create a website. Now, I've done a few websites. Sometimes it asks you these questions, sometimes it doesn't. If you are seeing what I am seeing, then we can go ahead and do this. So what do you want to name your site? The beautiful thing about Bluehost, as I have mentioned, is that everything is changeable later. So if you're not sure what to name your site right now, just give it a name, and it's something that can be modified at a later point in time. So let's say this AaronIsReallyAwesome.com is a motivational website for me. So what do you want to name your site? Aaron is really awesome. And what's your site's tagline? No, actually, let's see, Aaron Radcliffe, I'm awesome. Do you want a blog? I recommend saying yes. Do you want an online store? I recommend, if you're doing an e-commerce store, then hit yes. If not, don't worry about it. But like I said, something that can be changed later. Display blog posts on my homepage. That's what we'll do for now. Like I said, this is all stuff we can be creating later. What are your goals online? So you can just go ahead and answer these. So let's see, mine will be promote my business skills for this. Are you comfortable with creating websites? Let's say a little, continue. We're finding WordPress themes for you. Okay, cool. So now we're getting to some fun stuff, which is the WordPress themes. Well, it kind of used to be fun. It's becoming less and less of a thing, and as I go through these videos, I'll be making some recommendations to you as to why you'll see why your theme really isn't as important as it used to be. Really, you can choose any theme that you want. I recommend something that looks modern and looks minimal, like for this Ocean Cream one, that looks absolutely terrible. You want something like this Inside Tours looks nice. Cryptocurrency exchange looks clean. I think that I was looking through earlier and I really like this blog lane one. It looks clean, got a nice header image in there. But like I said, it really doesn't matter because we're going to be overriding the theme in a lot of ways anyway, and you can always change it. All right, now we are installing WordPress and we are heading to the next step. Okay, so next up you should be taken to a screen that looks something like this. Took a few minutes for it to load, and it says welcome to Bluehost. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Let's see, they're trying to upsell the privacy domain again. Like I said, you don't need it if you don't want it. I'm sure, turn it off. You can use it if you want to. So here you have Bluehost, okay? This is the home where you can see your URL, you can see your sites. Let's see. Awesome. So what you want to do is go to My Sites, and we're going to go log into WordPress. And boom, we are now in WordPress. So if this is a personal site or a business site, you can go ahead and do that. You can say I don't need help if you want, but more or less you shouldn't need too much help because I can help you out in this process. But let's just see what goes on here. Let's say it's a business site. Let's launch. Are you going to update your site with news or blog posts? Absolutely. Whatever you want it to look like. I'll do a static welcome page. Let's launch. Build a starter. I won't do that right now. So connect to WordPress.com. Make sure you click that because you want to ensure that Jetpack is connected. We'll go to the next step, and boom, we are finally moving. So that now concludes our setup of the website from Bluehost into WordPress. One thing to consider or to keep in mind is that while your website is hosted on Bluehost, you're actually not going to deal with Bluehost too often. This is for a few different reasons, but the analogy I like to use is think of Bluehost as your landlord. If you rent a place, you have a landlord, you don't really see your landlord too often though, or at least I never did. You pay them rent once a month, but sometimes it's auto done, so you don't even see them to pay the rent. And then really it's only when something breaks or you have an issue that you actually need to call or talk to your landlord. You'll think of Bluehost in the same way. I actually don't really interact with Bluehost very often unless I want to buy new sites or if I have a technical issue that needs solving, then Bluehost is the first person that I go to. So you got this new place, your new website, and you found your landlord, that's Bluehost, but all your landlord does is gives you an empty apartment. There's no furniture, there's no decorations, there's no kitchen stuff, there's nothing. That's what WordPress is, and I always like to compare WordPress to like your interior designer. So Bluehost is your landlord, WordPress is your interior designer. Now, if you're making a nice spot, you got a bunch of money to spend, you want your place to look really nice, you're gonna spend a lot of time with your interior designer on a day in and day out basis. That's what we're gonna be doing with WordPress. You're not gonna have a lot of time with Bluehost from this point on, but with WordPress, you guys are gonna be best buddies. So if you have any questions, please go back, rewatch the video. This is the most important video out of all of them. Make sure you're through, make sure that you got the email, make sure that you verified the name and that you are all good to go on Bluehost, because now the creative and kind of fun stuff begins, and we're gonna go on to Bluehost. WordPress. I'm gonna show you around. I'm gonna talk to you about plugins, a whole bunch of tips, tricks, and hacks that I have to take your site to the next level.